All right, here we are at our 1995 Malibu Sunsetter ski boat for sale. We're here near the beautiful freshwaters of Norris Lake, Tennessee. This is a very clean boat. This is powered by a Mercruiser 350 Magnum inboard direct drive electronic fuel injected V8 engine. And by direct drive, that means engine's going to be right here kind of in the middle of the boat, as opposed to the back where you would have a V drive. With the direct drive, that prop shaft's going to be going straight out the boat down to your propeller right down there below the boat. Got a nice teak platform here on the back. The single axle matching trailer is included. We've got the guidepost on it. You've got surge brakes. We've got 2018 tires and a 2018 spare. Those are all low range E tires. It's a 2-inch trailer ball with a 4-flat trailer connection. This boat's rated for 10. We've got an added monster tower overhead with tower mount Bimini top. We've got a pair of kicker tower speakers. We're here for our video walkthrough tour as usual. You're going to be able to find the full list of features, specifications, options, current asking price, and all that good stuff over at our website. For your convenience, down in this video description, there will be a direct link to this listing. You can also go straight to yournewmalibu.com. That'll show you just the Malibus that we currently have for sale. Of course, our parent website is yournewboat.com. You're also going to find it there within a few of the listing pages there at our site. And if you do take the time to make it over to the website, you can see a lot of photos, interior, exterior, some aerial shots where you can kind of get a really good feel for this one. This is a 21-foot boat, 7-foot 9-inch beam, about 2,800 pounds dry. That's without any fuel or gear on board. About an 18-inch draft. That's going to be the clearance that you need under the boat whenever you're underway. There's that's a 3-blade Acme propeller with, of course, your rudder back here. We've got underwater LED lights back here as well. Function tested that. Everything passed function testing that we were able to check. That includes all of our speakers. Both the gauges appear to be operable. And this one's also equipped with Stargazer Perfect Pass system. So it's going to be your cruise control. It's going to help you give any skier a really nice, smooth ride. So let's go ahead and climb on inside. It's going to be a fuel fill right here for a 38-gallon onboard fuel tank. Step on over here to this nice teak platform. Get you a look down here into the interior. About 767 engine hours on this one. You can see we got a tower mount rear view mirror along with a pair of racks, one on either side. We got 7 cup holders throughout. I'm going to go ahead and step over our rear bench seat on this one. I should point out this entire rear seat right here is removable. If you're somebody that's wanting to weight this boat down and do some maybe beginner up through intermediate wakeboarding, I could see where you might even want to just take this whole rear bench seat out and replace that with some ballast bags. I've seen many people do that. We also have some storage underneath this seat back. It's a nice large storage compartment. That's going to be our anchor light pole laying in there. That's all sitting on top of a 38-gallon onboard fuel tank. Go ahead and push that closed. This Barefoot boom over here is also going to be included. That's a fly-high Barefoot boom. That attaches to your pylon right here. I've got, you see the bracket that it attaches onto. It's going to be right here. If you're not familiar with that system, it's a great way to learn to barefoot, but also it's a great way to teach youngsters how to ski if they've never skied at all. Essentially what that is going to do is going to hang this bar over the side of the boat, off the port side, and gives those younger skiers basically a bar to hold on to. So it's a great training tool for anybody that has not used one of those or unfamiliar with one of those. Feel free to reach out to us. That's definitely something we can we explain the setup and the process for anybody that is wanting to get started in some water sports. That will certainly make things easier for the youngsters. And like I said, it also serves as a barefoot boom. So this is going to be our ski tow pylon right here. This is essentially a tournament, or was a tournament level ski boat back in its day in '95. This was the larger boat that was in Malibu's fleet that year. This was built on a newer design SV23 hull. It does have a little bit of a deeper V, so it's going to be an upgrade in your ride experience compared to like the Response or any of the little bit smaller closed bow Malibus of the same vintage. With this one, you've got the full walkthrough going up to your bow seating. It's about, I believe it's about, well, I know it's 21 feet. I don't recall the length of the Response. Response was probably about a 19, and they made, I think, a handful of 20-foot models. But we do have a little bit taller sides on this one. This, like I said, is kind of a redesigned hull. I believe that was new in '95, where they gave you some a little bit deeper hull, a little bit taller gunnels right there. It's going to keep, basically make for a much more stable and smoother ride compared to some of the other fleets in their lineup. So we do have a tilt steering wheel here at our driver's seat. That driver's seat's going to slide forward or back. We've got an upgraded Fusion. This is going to be a AM/FM auxiliary input Bluetooth stereo. We do have a remote for this as well. I'll show you that here in a moment. But while we're here at our helm station, go ahead and point out all of our other gauges. You got a fuel gauge, battery volt meter. This is going to be your speedometer. That's a GPS speedometer right there. It's going to be your tachometer. Here's your Stargazer perfect pass control, engine oil pressure, engine water temp, and then we've also got a depth finder with I believe that's also going to give like an integrated compass readings as well. So turn on. All right. So on one of these switches here. Well, don't recall which switch that one was on now. Oh, I think I already shut our engine battery off. This is also equipped with the battery switch, and that's why we're not getting anything to power up here. I was just going to show you, but this also gives you compass directional readings as well as the depth. 12-volt power outlet right here. Engine hours is going to be kind of integrated into our dash here, 766.9 engine hours, so we're going to call that 767. Oh, the only thing did not pass function testing was our horn. Everything else functioned just fine. Again, battery switch is off, so you're not going to hear those come on. But our blower, our bilge, our stereo, this accessory switch is actually what is the underwater light is connected to. And then you got nav lights, anchor lights, and some interior lights right up there in that bow area as well. All that all passed function testing. So, all right, so now covered that. As we pull back, I'm going to show you we've got a pair of Polk stereo speakers up here just inside of your windshield, a pair of kicker speakers right here just behind your driver and passenger seats, and then kicker tower speakers up here on our wake tower. This is, again, this was an aftermarket monster tower that was added, and we've got the tower mount Bimini top as well. Now, I don't know if you noticed, our board racks are slightly different. We do have a pair on either side, and that is because one is actually designed to hold skis, and the other one's going to be designed to hold wakeboards. So that's why those racks do look very different from one another. So we've got a nice large in-floor ski storage locker right here. And then, of course, we've got some nice gunnel storage. See how this is basically cut out? This is so you can slide some skis in here, or wakeboards are going to be able to ride in there as well. 4 cup holders integrated here on the back of this engine cover. 12-volt power outlet right there by your bench seat. I'm not sure if I pointed that out yet or not. I did. Apologies for repeating myself. Oh, here's your stereo remote. Now, this basically has an adhesive backing, so you can essentially put this anywhere you like. They've not mounted it, but this does function properly, and is integrated with that Fusion stereo head unit. So this is something, if you wanted a maybe a swim platform stereo remote, you could clean that Get you a nice spot back here and just simply mount that right back there on your transom. So anywhere you like. So I kind of thought that was kind of nice for that not to be installed. So the buyer of this one would have their preference of putting it anywhere they like. We've got a little dry box in here for your glove compartment. Our stereo antenna right there. This seat back's going to lift up. This is going to be some more storage underneath our passenger seat back. This is where we've got our mooring cover stowed just for right now. We're photographing and taking videos. We got dual batteries here, again with that battery switch. One of those is a 2022 battery. The other is a 2023 battery. This is going to be a kicker. I believe that's a 600-watt kicker stereo amplifier. Oh, and then underneath this passenger seat, we've got a integrated, insulated, self-draining beverage cooler. And that's just going to drain down into your bilge. Go ahead and close this seat back. Now let's go ahead and walk up to our bow seating area. We've got storage under all three of these bow seats. Put one of those up so you can see what we're talking about. And get you a look up again at that monster tower. Rearview mirror, try to give you that full 360-degree tour. And then let's go ahead and raise this engine hatch. Okay, so here's this Mercruiser 350 Magnum electronic fuel injected V8 inboard engine. This is some of the hardware for that Perfect Pass that was added at a later date. Nice clean builds down there. This is going to be a 350 cubic inch displacement. And what else can I tell you about that one? Yeah, it's essentially inboard V8. Looks to be very well taken care of. It's going to be your blower back here on the back. And yeah, your fuel injected. So I mean, this is really going to be a great option for a lot of people that are wanting to maybe start getting their kids involved in some water sports. Boat like this is going to be very easy to handle. It's actually really fun to drive. This will turn on a dime. It is meant to pull skiers. It's designed to basically get from 0 to 34 miles an hour in a very short amount of time. So this has a lot of acceleration, and it's great for basically, especially with this Perfect Pass, Stargazer Perfect Pass. That's basically a GPS-based speed control. You'll be able to dial in whatever speed setting you want. You just push the throttle forward. Boat's going to take over once you reach that speed and hold that speed. If while you've got a rider up, they want faster or slower, you can just simply hit your up or down arrow up here in your Stargazer display to give yourself more or less speed while you're underway. So this is really going to lend itself to, like I said, anybody wanting to kind of get started doing some more active water sports out on the lake. So now, we'll showing you the engine hatch, kind of showed you about all there is here in the interior of the boat. We're going to go ahead and start rolling into the wear and tear items. This is an older boat, and in my opinion, is in great shape. But there are some wear and tear items that actually just with some dirt on there. I thought maybe that was a mark we missed earlier. This right here, this is not a tear. It's just like a slight stain. Something's kind of scuffed it is all. Similar situation going right here. That's not a rip or tear, just maybe a stain. We do have some stress cracks. Some stress cracks here and there, a little bit throughout. So here's one right here. If we kind of move around, see another one right in that area. A few little scratches on your gel coat up here. Small little stress crack right at that tower mount foot. Coming across a few little scratches in this gel coat here. And then similar, we got a small little stress crack right where that one is. And at this tower mount, I believe this little mark right here is, that's probably just some dirt. If we had some product, that might disappear. This is also like a little scrape, just barely into that gel coat. Actually, I'm not even really catching an edge right there at all. Okay, let's go ahead and move on back. Let me close this windshield behind us here. Somebody's had something mounted up here on the dash. We've got two basically screw holes that, there's no equipment there now, but just want to point that out to you. A little bit of scratches maybe in that glass if you see it at the right angle. Nothing major there. This corner of this seat where this integrated cooler was, we got a little bit of wear on that upholstery there. A few little wear marks over here in your driver's seat. Got like this little scuff right here on the side. Two small little tears here, another one there. It looks like another one right there. Maybe another one there. The upholstery itself still has plenty of life left in it. It's nice, and still maintains some nice stretch to it. Up here on the top of this driver's seat, we do have a few marks up here as well. And engine cover. Just a little bit of stretching in this seam right here. Maybe from here to there. That's really about it. Another one of those kind of just scuffs right there on the upholstery. A few more of those. Over here on this side, again, we've kind of got some scratches just up here on this edge of our gunnel. You know, just some wear and tear. Actually, I would pretty much call all this normal wear and tear. A little bit of wear on this armrest here. I think I did point out that other power outlet for you. A few little, now this little mark in the gel coat right there, that's showing some fiberglass. Similar right here. A few little scratches in that gel coat right there at that hinge. And then similar kind of marks up here on this gunnel as well. As we move on up the side, there's a pretty good scratch right there. And a few scratches right over here. And these scratches right here is likely from where that boom, that Barefoot boom was kind of, this would have been kind of where it was hanging over the edge of the boat. Sometimes it can scratch out. There is some padding on there, so that's you know, designed to kind of help prevent this. But I'm not surprised that we do have a little bit of wear here. And you know, we try to show you all of our listings as accurately as possible. So if we see something, we're gonna show it to you. Last thing we want is for you to show up and find out there were some areas that we missed. So similar right here on the side of this, the upholstery piece on the inside of the boat, we got a few little scratches here and there as well. So I'm scanning around, making sure I didn't miss anything here on the interior. I believe that was it. So yeah, let's head on back to the platform then. Okay, now we're gonna kind of get up close and personal around the exterior of this one. So again, we do have some, you know, scratches here and there. A little chip right in there. Feels like some dirt that maybe just needs some product on there. It does not feel like a scratch. Get a little white there. That's a little chip in that gel coat. A few more of those kind of light marks on this gel coat as well. That one's a little bit deeper right in there. And you can see this kind of white right there. And then we do have, so up on this edge against our platform, we do have some kind of light scratches here and there. I'm going to kind of move our camera along this edge, try to light those up for you. We try to show you these in photographs too. I will tell you, these do not always show up. So sometimes we can't really tell what you're looking at in the photographs. A lot of times we won't use that photo because we don't want to confuse you or make you think there's something there when there's not. But there are, like I said, there are kind of some slight marks here and there. There's another one. Again, with the video, we can kind of change that angle so you're able to kind of catch those areas of wear moving around, whereas, you know, that photograph, you might see it, you might not. But like I said, just want to call your attention to those. This one's not in new condition, but I'm very pleased with the condition of this one. I think this is in great shape for its years. It's got a lot of added options like this, like your Perfect Pass. Again, there's that 3-blade Acme prop. Kind of look up the front. We got those stabilizer skegs just about halfway up there. Drain plugs out here in the back. Let's see. It doesn't matter which way we go. We'll go from here and go all the way around the boat. A few little marks back here on this bottom edge. Again, nothing that's really alarming to me. A little bit of scratches right here in this corner. Give you a few different angles of that. And then a little bit of wear on our rub rail. Down here below the water line, things look pretty good in this section of the boat. Another little mark right there. And then a little bit of oxidation right here in this corner. I believe this one has been waxed very recently. The gel coat appears to be in really great shape. This is obviously one area you might just go back and hit again with some more wax. So again, we've kind of got a little bit of light scratching here and there in this gel coat. This is like a maroon with a little bit of a teal or turquoise, and maybe might be like a silver or gray accent stripe right there as well. And these, I should point out, these are not vinyl. This is in the gel coat of this one. Now this one right here, this is vinyl. That's a vinyl decal, but your maroon and kind of a gray and turquoise or teal, those are all in the gel coat itself. And again, we do have, you know, some marks here and there in that gel coat. Here's a look at that stress crack on this tower mount back here just behind your driver's seat. Should also point out, you don't want to pull any inflatables, nobody in a tube off your tower. You want to save that tower for skiers and wakeboarders only. Before I forget to tell you, we do have another tow hook back here. This is where you would actually pull anybody on an inflatable. That rope would actually kind of hook through there, loop around that pin, and then come back, and that's going to save a lot of stress on that tower. Now you also can pull it on this pylon. That pylon can do a whole lot more weight than your tower overhead. So, all right, so picking back up where we left off at that tower foot. Also should point out, this is a an emblem graphic, this Malibu name on the side. I believe this was added. I do not think they were doing this in '95. I believe that is a later model graphic that somebody's added, and I think it really makes this boat look nice. Whoever did do that, kudos for them. Again, a few more of those very light marks in that gel coat. Nothing major. A little bit of wear in our rub rail. You've seen any number of our videos. That does not bother me at all. That's the rub rail doing its job, trying to save some wear on the boat. All right, then up here at our bow side, we do have a little bit more marks up here where we're kind of meeting this trailer on both sides. We're going to try to show you these. That one's pretty deep in that gel coat. Over here at the center line, got the same thing, and because it's in that maroon part of the gel coat, it really does kind of tend to show up very well. And then here's a pretty good little mark right there. That's basically looking into that fiberglass through that gel coat. So that one's obviously a lot deeper. And similar kind of scratching on our, you know, from probably some rub, maybe there's some dirt on some of those carpeted bunks here or there. Okay, can't really go down much lower from here, but we can move on back down the sides. Kind of showed you all that up in that maroon on that first pass. But I do think I went above the rub rail for some of these. Let me go back down below. Okay, that's back over to our Malibu name. I believe there was a few marks underneath here on both sides. So here's, again, that's up near that carpeted bunk stop, and a few scratches underneath. Bear with me here. Not always easy for us to move around when we're on top of gravel, but I do, like we said, we do want to try to show you this as accurately as possible. So when we see some marks, we'll do our best to show them to you so you can make possibly a decision about this one. Or at least narrow down your options before you start coming out and seeing these in person. I do want to show you that mark right in there, just forward of your stabilizer fins. And yeah, okay, so now let me climb on out. We'll head over to the other side. check around that wheel well on this side. The other side had some scratches in that area. I did not see any on that side we were just on, that being the starboard side. So now over here on the port side, we kind of touched on those up there. Another little mark. Let's go ahead and dive down below the water line on this side, and then we'll finish up on top of it. Again, those are all just kind of very minor scratches in that gel coat, likely off from those bunks, but there is one other area right up here. Yeah, so that one's a bit more of a mark in the gel coat. This one here, I believe, has been repaired, or at least somewhat repaired, probably with some, maybe some 4200 or 5200. I'm going to guess that probably some of that gel coat kind of did get a pretty good nick and maybe came off of there. And they did a pretty good job sealing that up. They could use a little bit more. But I think probably mission was accomplished on that one. All right, let's go back up here near the front. Up here above the rub rail. So a slight little mark right in there. Looked at that tower foot. Working our way back to the next one. I don't really see any stress cracks around that foot. We did kind of show you some of those marks on that upper edge. So now I come back down here. Here's another little scratch right there. All right, now we'll go below that rub rail. Another good little mark right there. And as we're taking a look at these, do remember, if you do have any questions about this one, please reach out to us through the website. We do not monitor YouTube comment page. We don't hide the asking price. We just don't mention them in the video tours because they will often change from when a listing is first listed to when it is sold. That price is one of the first things you're going to see when you take the time to visit our website. You're not going to be overwhelmed with a lot of inventory. There will be links back to this YouTube video. So if you found the YouTube video first, when you do go over the website, you're going to find a link back to that YouTube video. And of course, we've also got two playlists on YouTube. One's going to be for current listings. One's going to be for sold boat models. We do like to keep our sold ones up there because I know sometimes they're helpful to kind of figure out what a layout of a particular boat looks like. Not everybody that's selling one's going to have a video kind of walkthrough tour. And we get a little bit of dirt on here. This is probably just up from the road. If you can tell, that's all pretty much wiping right off. So if you can look past that, and we're just trying to look at these marks in the gel coat here. So I believe we showed you that one now. So there's that 3D Malibu logo. And then right here near this wheel well, we've got a few scratches. Right in here we want to show you. This little piece of carpeting right here that we're kind of sitting real close to. Those can kind of wear out and weather over time, and you can also see a little bit of mark on that fender there. There's probably a good chance that this boat kind of got on that fender maybe a little bit. It could have been where some of these little marks came from. Possibly could have been what did that number right there. Speaking of the trailer, should probably show you. We do have a few little, and with that kind of maroon matched painting, it does kind of hide a little bit of some rust lines we see in there. So that probably needs to be touched up a little bit just to keep it from aging on you. I said those were 2018 tires all the way around. And back here in this corner, a few other little marks right here. And now I think it's safe to say we're back to where we started. So I think that's going to wrap things up for this one. Again, this is the 1995 Malibu Sunsetter with that direct drive Mercruiser V8 350 Magnum electronic fuel injected engine. It's going to be a great ski boat for somebody. With that tower, a little bit of weight. These older hulls, before they got really good at making a small wake, some of these older hulls, you get some weight in there, and they'll actually make a pretty decent wakeboard rate. A wakeboard weight. But again, it's not going to be any comparison to a true V drive with a surf system, but the price on this one's certainly going to be a lot more affordable than most of those V drives out there. And this could be an option for you. This is going to be great on skiing, slalom skiing, pulling multiple people skiing, basically just your average recreational skier. You're going to be able to do a lot with this, but you also would have the option of weighting it and doing a little bit more wakeboarding with it. Obviously, you do have that wakeboard tower. Of course, that's nice even if you are just skiing, because that's going to keep your rope at a high enough angle. When you're attached to that tower, you can actually still have people sitting in this rear seat, versus when you're on this center ski pylon, pretty much can't have anybody sitting back here. So those towers are nice just for that reason alone. If you do have more people out in the lake with you than maybe just 3 or 4 of you, it's a great option. And a great way to get out there and be active on the water. So again, it's the 95 Malibu Sunsetter with the single axle trailer. Again, here near the beautiful freshwaters Norris Lake, Tennessee. Don't forget there is going to be a full mooring cover for this one as well. It's got that tower cutouts. It's going to go below the rub rail, I do believe. So any questions about this one, please reach out to us through the website. 2 things will be coming up over top of your screen as we start to sign off here. One will be a shortcut to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you haven't already, that's a great way to get notified anytime a new listing comes available. And then the other icon's going to be popping up on your screen is going to be a shortcut. It's going to take you over to our current listings playlist. So again, if you don't want to leave YouTube but want to see what else we have for sale, definitely check out that current listings playlist. But again, these video tours are just kind of supplementing all of our listings over the website. Go right to yournewmalibu.com, and you'll be able to find this one easily, along with that asking price, all of our contact information. If you do want to reach out to us for any questions, submit an offer, schedule a showing of this one, anything like that, all you gotta do is make that trip over to our website, yournewboat.com or yournewmalibu.com. You'll find this 1995 Malibu Sunsetter. Of course, the current asking price, like I said, is going to be one of the first things you see. And you'll also be able to reach out to us by phone, by text, or by email, whatever's most convenient for you. We do like to remind you, if you send us an email, I'm having trouble talking today. If you send us an email and you have not gotten a reply within 1 business day, please check your spam folder. If you still don't see anything, reach out to us by text or phone. Most of the time we're getting emails, replies sent back within 1 business day, but we do have a high rate that land in customer spam folders. Then also, if you call us on the phone, you get our voicemail. Keep in mind, around the Norris Lake area, there's a lot of areas without cell phone service. So if you do get our voicemail and you want to return a phone call, please take time, leave us a detailed message. Let us know which listing you're looking at, what questions you have. As soon as we either finish with the customer or return to self-service area, we'll be able to receive your voicemail, have all those questions answered for you whenever we reach back out to you. And I believe that's going to do it. Again, it's the 95 Malibu 21-foot Sunsetter ski boat for sale here near beautiful freshwaters Norris Lake, Tennessee. I thank you again for joining us.